We are many. Those that live beyond the veil of darkness where nightmares are born. Sanity knows no bounds, and men's thrives on the suffering of the damned. Rots in the solace in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals in hope of harvest from an innocence. Tread lightly in the search for the voices and stories of the departed. For in shadow hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own hidden demons, and brings to life your deepest fear. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality in the search for life after life? Have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have. Maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers that are hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye and listen to their stories. We are there. We are.
And what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday to you. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday at work. Thank God, short week, but unfortunately, this guy has to work Sunday. What's that? Sunday. Yeah. Couple concerts loading out, or a couple concerts going out, one coming back, so we have to be there to load out gear and get gear back in. So that's going to be part of my weekend. It's all right. It's all overtime. Black Friday. I don't got to work Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. But Sunday, yeah, I got to work. It's all good, though. It's all fun. I am away from the video, so I could probably bring that back. Yeah, we can do that. That's good. Sorry about no show yesterday, or what was it, yesterday or Saturday, whichever. I've just been freaking wiped, guys. I know you understand, but we're getting there. We're getting back. We're trying to get everything caught up. Friday, definitely going to be a show. We'll have to play that by ear to see how long it's going to be. Probably going to do a little shopping online, then get on and do a show. So we'll deal with that then. Sorry, guys. I got something in my teeth that's bothering me. We got through some of the Goldfield video. Not a lot there. Static camera. Tonight we're back onto MDS recorder in cell C10. We are an hour and a half into 2 hours, 4 minutes of section 1. Like I said, this recorder has 4 parts. Got night 1 part 2, of course 2 and 3. So that being said, let's get into it. Get back to the audio. And TM, how you doing tonight, bud? Good to see you. Yeah, and the reason for no show yesterday, got a little touch of food poisoning at work. That was a lot of fun. So we're going to lag. Not on my side. I've got no drop frames yet. I don't know. Might be Twitch. Might be Twitch. Gives you network error. Okay, that's on your side. Thought it was going to be my side for a second. Oops. Oh, Susan at the prison actually sent me a message today warning me about somebody saying that Nevada State Prison is fake and that it's not haunted. It's a real place, but everything that comes out of there is fake and phony. I had a good laugh for about 30 minutes. It's like, yeah, it's not fake. There it is. Over 1,400 pieces of evidence to say otherwise. Tons of personal experiences. And a viewer who got to experience it for himself as well. So yeah, let me see if I can find this real quick because I will call him out on air. I will call it flat out. Let's see. Cryptos Paranormal. Yeah, Cryptos Paranormal. No, fake that it's not haunted. All the evidence is faked. Yeah, let's just go ahead and say that if you're seeing this, dude, go fuck yourself. I've spent, maybe they didn't get anything. I will say that they put a couple things up there on the Facebook page that can be explained they thought were paranormal. But yeah, no. It's not. There's nothing about that not being haunted. Yeah, no. It bothers me. I'm gonna go to this guy's page after the show, and I'm gonna rip him a new one. I'm gonna call it out beyond belief. So maybe you're right. Maybe they didn't get anything. That is, even if they went there. It's most of these people who. No, Susan would kill me if I did. Most of these people, they can't get in, or they know people who have had bad experiences there. And there's nights where when I was investigating, I didn't feel anything there. Yeah, we got evidence on the recorders that were residual, but I didn't feel anything, and I never called it fake. The spirits just didn't want to communicate that night. So yeah, calling it fake, go figgity fuck yourself. Literally. To each their own. You know, it's. I've been called a fake before. It's like, I've got 500 shows, 504 shows, where you see me admitting we didn't get any evidence on any recorders. There's like 5 or 6 recorders last year we didn't get anything on. Yeah, I faked evidence. There's recorders we didn't get anything on. Good luck with that. And I got 50 other people that I've taken to the prison over 4 years that will tell you it's not fake. So take your little wannabe investigator, Zach Bagans wannabe ass on down the road and let the big boys play. Get off the porch if you're not going to play with the big dogs because, boy, you're just a pup. There's my rant. Oh, well. That just bothers me. Well, it doesn't bother me. It's a joke to me. He better not be using my freaking footage. I'm looking at it on right looking on it right now. He's got in 2 weeks, he's got 2 views on his freaking channel onto this video. It's been up for 2 weeks. It's got 2 views, and one of them is me right now. How many videos does this clown have? He's got 3 subscribers and 5 videos up. Maybe my house is haunted. No, it's not. Evidence of portals to hell. He's 2 of his 5 videos are on Nevada State Prison. One has 2 views, one has 13 views, one has 5 views, one has 4 views, and one has 6 views. He's got one 7 months ago, one 6 months ago, one 1 month ago, one 4 weeks ago, and one 2 weeks ago. Yeah, this guy's looking for attention. Oh my God. Yeah, sorry. I had to text Susan on that. This is funny. She's like, don't give him attention. You know what? I want to give him attention because the funny thing about this is if any amount of investigators who have been in Nevada State Prison see this, they're going to put him through the freaking ringer. They will force him from the field. He will have to change his paranormal name, but they're going to remember his ugly freaking mug. He's fake. Now, TM, let me ask you real quick. You've been here for a while. Just from what you've heard on the audio, would you say Nevada State Prison is actually haunted? Truly haunted? And you've just been a viewer in here analyzing audio. Would you say it's a haunted location? Yeah, you're right. They'll share their stuff. Share their stuff. Sadly, that's where I find it funny. What's up, David? How you doing, bud? That made me jump a little bit. Thank you. That's for last time. Fair enough. I deserve it. I deserve it. All right. I'll be here. Ain't going nowhere. We still got quite a ways to go. Yeah, TM, exactly. And you've even heard me say on numerous occasions, I don't know if it's an investigator or not. If it's in one of the pods up top, if it's in one of the pods up top, excuse me. Sorry about that. If it's in one of the pods up top, you know when somebody comes in the building because you hear that door open and you hear it shut. So you know when somebody's coming in and when they're leaving. You get a voice in there and nobody, that door hasn't opened, you know damn well it's an EVP. I've never faked any evidence in my life. I don't know how to fake it. And you've always heard me, hey, I coughed, I sneezed, it was my stomach grumbling. You have always, everybody in this channel has heard me announce if it's something I did or if it's something somebody with me did. I always announce it because I want that integrity. I will not sell out my integrity for any reason. You know, it's... Oh. It is what it is. But like, even with footsteps, even if it's in the main cell house, you know it's somebody because you hear multiple footsteps and multiple voices. If you get one set of footsteps and nobody's talking, you want to pay attention to it. But if you get two sets of footsteps and people talking, then you know more than likely it's a team coming up. Because you know the majority of the time, they always announce themselves. They always announce it. Or you hear them talking about what's going on. So you can identify 95% of other investigators almost all the time. Footstep is a quick debunk. Unless there's voices that follow it, or if there's voices that follow it, debunked. If not, we're going to go a minute or two on each side and see if anybody starts talking. Then we go after the footsteps. But how many times have you heard me say, I'm not counting footsteps? Or I'm not counting one word EVPs unless it's substantial. Because it could be ambient noise, could be the wind, could be the steel of the building, could be the bricks, could be anything, the building settling, anything. Could be any of the above. Yet, 9 times out of 10, most teams would count it. You get to know the sounds of the building, and like you said, it's a quick debunk. So, different note, Black Friday, I got to get a new pair of in-ears. This one on the left side keeps fading out. Every once in a while it goes off, comes right back on. So, Black Friday this year, Brent gets a new pair of in-ears. And I'm going with a pair of Shure in-ears. They go all the way down to 6 hertz, which is on the bottom scale of the range for the paranormal. You know, the human ear can only hear down to 4. So if we start getting at 6, maybe it's going to be sensitive enough to catch up some of the EVPs we're missing. I don't know. We're going to find out. They're on sale for cheap, so we should be good. Yeah, TM, you notice that's pretty much what we do. Especially the ones that get close to statements. Most cut out was 16. Yes. I think these are 12. 10 or 12. These are only a year old. But you lose, once you hit like 40, you start losing that range. I've been very blessed. I can still hear a mouse fart. And I hate saying it in that context. I hear the tiniest sounds. And you've heard me on this show analyzing audio. You heard me say it on recording, be like, what was that? And go back, and then there's something really faint there. So the paranormal helps keep your hearing tuned in. You know, I say it's faded a little bit, but when you're out there, you train your ears. What what movie was that off of? Super Troopers, when he takes all the shrooms, and you see his ears kind of twitch with the sounds. That's kind of what I feel like when I get into those ultra quiet situations, and I hear it, and I'm going, guys, we got something. Like, no, we don't. It's like, guys, there's something here, and I just get that look like you're hallucinating. You're better at sorting like musicians. Yeah, I've been told that. I've been very blessed with great sight and extraordinary hearing. But you get me in a room talking, it's a different story. All the years of being in bars and shit, I almost get lost if there's multiple people talking. Get me out investigating. I'll hear a fly freaking whispering up 10 yards away. When I had my country music radio show, I used to have musicians send me like early copies of the songs and be like, "Can you notice anything?" "Yeah, you need to change this." And they'd be like, "You can hear that." It's like, "Change it." It's like, and they'd when I'd see them in person, they're like, "How do you do that?" You tell them, once you're in the paranormal, it fine-tunes your hearing and your focus. Because you notice I can talk and listen at the same time. I can walk and chew gum at the same time. So who would have thunk that one? That was weird. Hold on. Okay, that was outside. Never mind. All right. I don't know what that was about, guys. That was weird. Sorry about that. That's got to be a crow. Yep, that's a crow. It's a Boyd. I don't know if it was Twitch or OBS immediately through a disconnect. I don't know why. And it took like, it goes through 8 attempts, then it starts over through 8 attempts. It went through 3 times. So, guys, I don't know. It's got to be Twitch. It's got to be Twitch. Yeah, it's Twitch's network. They're probably overloaded right now because of everybody going into a holiday weekend, Thanksgiving week. You know, everybody's going to be streaming. Everybody's off work. So I'm thinking the servers might be bogged down. So we're back. That's all that matters. Kind of the downside on this one, guys, ain't it? This recorder, it's just residual doors and wind and the occasional crow. Nothing to write home about. And the humming you're hearing in the background.
We are the ones who dwell within.
Tricky Silver, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to Incarnate Paranormal, where we basically analyze evidence from my investigations. We're currently analyzing one of the recorders from Nevada State Prison, my fourth investigation. If you have any questions about the paranormal, please do not hesitate to ask. I will stop the audio and ask your questions to the best of my ability. If I can't get you the answer, I will get it by the next show. So welcome to it. Don't hesitate to jump in. And if you think you hear a voice or something, don't hesitate to speak up. We can go back and analyze it. Join in the conversation. We're all one big, basically dysfunctional family here. And once again, thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
Basically, what I do for Nevada State Prison, just a heads up for you, is, or most big locations, I set up random recorders just throughout the location. I hit record, say where it's at in the location, and I let it record until the batteries go dead. Uh, so basically, we could get 6 or 7 hours of silence, or we could get 6 or 7 hours of nothing but residual EVPs, or EVPs if we're investigating the area. I always carry a recorder and a GoPro with me, and the random static recorders. Nevada State Prison, this last investigation, we had 23 static recorders spread out throughout the prison, on top of 4 static GoPros. So who knows what we're going to hear. Over the course of, well, the first 3 investigations, we've gotten, on this show, over 1,400 EVPs. I'll tell you right now, no offense to you, please don't take it this way. I don't use apps. I think they're phony. I can debunk them fairly easily. In my experiences, I've been in the field almost 15 years now. Spirit boxes, the AM/FM spirit boxes, I've got no problems with. I have my reservations, but the apps, you'll never see me use them. Let me pause this for a second. I'll explain why. When you download the apps, a lot of people don't read the permissions. There was one of them that I shared on the show. I don't have the picture anymore, but I took a picture of the permissions that you give on the app. And even if you turn on airplane mode, you turn Wi-Fi off, you do all that, you still gave permissions for the apps to track you, have it knows your contacts, it knows your location, it knows your history, it knows all that. Those apps track you no matter what you do. And I think these apps are programmed to do background web searches and feed you answers based on your location. That's just my research. With one of the other apps, on the permissions, it says it does not use any words in the English language. It only uses broken words. A, B, ba, ba, B, ba, bo, D, da, da, ha, la, fa, ma, like those. It uses broken fragments. If you're familiar with pareidolia, and if you're reading English, or I'm gonna have to use this because English channel. If you're reading, as long as the first and last letters are in the same place, you can scramble the letters in between, and because your mind has been trained to know the word, your mind is going to unscramble those words and you're going to know what the word is. The same goes for audibility. If you're listening to it and it uses those broken letters, those broken languages, and you use Hanoma, you're going to think your mind can switch that around to make you hear something. And audible pareidolia. I've been doing a lot of research on this, and I mean, me personally as an investigator, I can't use the apps. To each his own. I've always said this on the show. I don't look down on anybody for using apps, spirit boxes, Ovilus, Boo Bears, any of that. If that's what you're comfortable with and that's what you feel works for you, God bless you, and I hope you get all the evidence in the world. But in my personal experiences, the apps, no. If you're using the AM/FM spirit boxes, Use them in an area with limited radio signal. Yeah, thank you, TM. I have had the previous teams I've been with, we've had mediums and psychics. Couple of them very reputable. We have the team I'm with, Incarnate Paranormal. We have a medium and a psychic on the team occasionally. She's pretty damn good, but I still have my reservations about psychics. I've only met two, maybe three in my life that I would give credibility to, but I've taken psychics into locations who did not know anything about the history of locations, and they nailed a lot of the history down to a T. So yeah, I do believe in them. I'll take them, and hopefully they don't know anything about the location, and see what they can pick up. And that's how you test a psychic or a medium's real credibility is take them to a location they don't know and see what energy they pick up. And if they can do it, they'll do it right away. They'll pick on the harmonics and the energy of that location like that. So give them the credibility once they've earned it in a location they know nothing about. Because they could study anything about the location and they give you vague responses based on what they've studied. So take them blind into a location. And I think that's the best way for any psychic or medium to do is throw them to the lions. See what they can figure out. And that's what I do on a location. And I've talked about this for a long time. I don't like knowing the history of a location. I go in, see what evidence I can find, and base my evidence and compare it to the history of the location. See if it matches up. It more than feels haunted. It is haunted. I've done 4 investigations there. I've seen stuff that I can't explain. On this show alone, we've gotten over 1,400 pieces of evidence. Will I ever try the Cecil Hotel? Absolutely. My number one wish in the paranormal is the Amityville house. I'd love to do the Amityville house by myself. Silver, I'll tell you right now, I've been thrown across my own bedroom after the night after an investigation. Nothing rattles me, or very little rattles me. Nevada State Prison, tricky, they will not let anybody in. And 2 days ago was the 39-year anniversary of the murders. I was chased out of one of the buildings in Nevada State Prison by a shadow. I have it on video, and I've played it on the show several times. Nevada State Prison is a photokinetic. A lot of people think it's not haunted. There's so many stories about on Native American burial grounds. Maybe it was just Ronald DeFeo going crazy and killing his family. I don't know. I believe it's haunted. After hearing what Lorraine Warren said about that house, I truly believe it's haunted. But that's just me. Get back to some audio.
You're right on time for your appointment.
Axe was I believe was the movies. I think there was an axe involved somewhere, but Ronald DeFeo shot his family with a lever action rifle. David, thank you so much, bud.
Thank you.
Once I get some more beans or hot sauces in, I still owe you one. Yeah, TM. It's where Ronald DeFeo shot and killed his family.
All right, this is Brent with Incarnate Paranormal.
Okay, that's the end of that section. Huh. Let's get rid of that. And let's get the new one in. Like I said, this recorder has a lot in it. Okay, Nevada State Prison. There we go. 3. All right, this can take just a minute for it to load. We got 1 EVP on section 1. Oh, shit. All right. More silence. Yay. A lot more silence. It stopped on the top floor. I don't think you'd call it an attic, because I don't think Amity had an attic. It was just kind of the barn loft where the top floor bedroom was. Well, TM, we're still on the same recorder. We're on this under the second section of this recorder. But remember, this is when now, Tricky, I'll give you a little heads up on this recorder that we're analyzing. When we left the prison at the end of night 1, I went back up into execution area and just put new batteries in the recorder, and I hit record and left it there overnight when nobody was on the property. After we all I put a recorder in before we all left property. So there was nobody from about 2:30 a.m. until about 4 p.m. the next day. I just let the recorder go until it ran out of juice. So we probably got 6 to 7 hours of audio of just nothing but nobody on property. Even if we get nothing, I wanted to see the potential of getting something when nobody is at the prison. I don't work at the prison. I just investigate it. But I've done 4 investigations there. But the prison's been closed since 2006. 1862 to 2006. But they want me to move up there and be a docent to help physically take care of the prison. Since it's a historical landmark, they want me to help take up there and help maintain it and help do the paranormal tours. I've made a hell of a rapport with the prisoners, or with the spirits of the prisoners, so that they want me up there to help take care of it. And if I can get a good enough job up there to keep at least a house or an apartment while I do the paranormal shit, I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm going back again next year. For my fifth, I'm going to Nevada State Prison every year. There's 2 of them that are in this channel from time to time. One of them is a former guard of the prison that comes in here. Now, if he comes in, oh, it gets fun. It's like, what'd you catch? You're going to have to wait and see. So, Tricky, if you are interested to see what we found at Nevada State Prison, the previous 3 investigations, if you want to join the Discord and go down to documents in the Discord channel, I've typed up all the evidence that we got from Nevada State Prison. Really? Yeah, if you scroll down on the channel and click on Discord, it'll take you to the Discord channel. And just go down to documents and have fun. There's a 436 EVPs on the first investigation, 469 EVPs on the second investigation, 498 EVPs on the third investigation. And we just started analyzing the fourth. We're on the second recorder, and we're already at 15 EVPs. I see a giant tombstone. Is that a different... Oh, the tombstone? That's the prison graveyard. Oh, that's out front where it says Nevada State Prison on it. That's just the sign inside the prison. That out front is just a sign to the prison. That's not a tombstone. I've got pictures of the cemetery in the prison. So these are just a few of the tombstones. Thane Archibald. John Hancock. This is the first person to be executed in Nevada State Prison. That's just some of the headstones. I don't have pictures of all of them. But what I do have is... This is how big Nevada State Prison is, just to give you an idea. Let me zoom in here. Okay, this building here on the bottom, the big U, then all the way up top, all the way to the long building on the top. This is all Nevada State Prison right in here. I've investigated almost every building on the grounds. And that big stone is right here. That you saw me in front of the picture is right there. Have you experienced something? An orange fireball, you saw an orb. Saw a pair of eyes at the church at 3 a.m. doing illegal stuff. I'm not going to doubt you saw the eyes. Because I've seen weird shit. I've seen eyes before. I've seen shadows, full body apparitions, absolutely pure apparitions like you're seeing me. Unfortunately, I wasn't quick enough with the camera. Yeah, they will. I've watched balls of light just kind of just then take off, and it's like, all right. Now, I have caught orbs on GoPro. We've played on the show. Most of them are 99.9 are dust, but we had one that trailed right at me. It's the coolest thing in the world. Vexus, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. Welcome in. Willkommen and bienvenue. Never seen that, but only seen one thing. And cold extremities, good sign for paranormal activity. Very good sign for paranormal activity. You start getting that cold, pay attention. Unless you're out in a freaking hut somewhere and it's cold outside. But if you're in a building you start getting cold, pay attention. Around high noon one time. I tell people, pay attention to the weird shit. You know, people are so scared that it could be a ghost, they don't want to acknowledge it. They don't want to look at it, that they just kind of, like nothing happened. Pay attention to those myths. Pay attention to that matrixing in the environment. Pay attention to that weird occurrences. Very good chance you're witnessing something paranormal. And hopefully you have a digital recorder or something nearby. Like it was holy. I tell people to invest in a cheap recorder. You know, let me pause this audio for a second. If you think you're starting to, get around some paranormal shit, go on eBay or Amazon, buy yourself a cheap $40 recorder, keep it with you, every now and then. You think you're starting to feel something, turn that recorder on and just let it run for a little bit. Then go back and listen to the audio. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be anything. It's going to be explainable. But you get that one little incident where it's like, Ray-Ban has glass. Oh, I don't think that's in good enough quality right now. Unless its output is 1080p. If it goes down to 720, because if you record in 1080, its output is 720. Always go a next step down. If it's in 4K, it's going to put in 2K or 1080p. You record in 1080p, its output is 1080, 960 or 720. So always look for the recordings, cut it in half when you play back. But yeah, I've thought about those Ray-Ban glasses, but I don't know. Those recording glasses are, I'm willing to try them. I'm actually willing to try them. But certain places that I've been, I wish I had a camera. If they were just regular, like, glasses and not sunglasses, had a recorder on them, yeah, it'd be good. Did see something you weren't even looking after that? Yeah, it's usually if it's there, it's gone, like that, and then you're not going to see it again. Then you kind of brush it off. Most people brush it off just quick. I need something that's really fast. You don't have time to turn on a phone or camera or a recorder. Nope. Tricky? Nobody does. Even the best paranormal investigator is not that quick. That's why when I investigate, I usually turn on my GoPro and carry it with me, even during setup. Or ghost technology. Technology shy. I don't know. I don't think I could give you an honest opinion on that. And I'll go ahead and use the examples I've used on this show. I'll use Nevada State Prison as an example. And TM was here for it. I think Vexus was here for it if he's still in here. I know David was in here for it. We were up in execution. I've got the video of it. I was asking questions, and I had the eddy meter set up. If you've seen the eddy, it's like an EMF meter with more features. It picks up vibration, humidity, sensitivity, vibration, anything. And I had it sitting next to had it on the table in front of execution, and I set, the prisoner's pictures next to it, and I was asking questions. I'm like, if you touch this device, and I was going on, let me backtrack. I was going on for a while. I wasn't getting anything. then I had to use terminology they'd understand. Because remember, 1862 to 2006, back in the 40s and 50s, 60s, and 70s, they didn't have EMF meters like we have now. So I said, if you touch this device, it will light up like a Christmas tree. As soon as I said that, the eddy went crazy. So when you say, are they technology shy? I wouldn't say they're technologically shy. I would say you are in life as you are in death. If you're a nice guy in life, you're going to have a good afterlife. If you're a dick or an asshole in life, you're going to be an asshole as a spirit, plain and simple. But I don't think they're technologically shy. I think they're technologically ill-informed. Like I said, you are in life as you are in death. So some of these younger spirits, which we have a spirit there at Nevada State Prison, God, what was his name? Floyd Burton Lovelace. If somebody could put that in chat for me, I'd appreciate. Actually, you know what? I'll do it right now. If you look up this guy, he was 17 years old when he was executed. He was tried for murder at 14 years old. 14 years, or no, not 14, 15. He was tried for murder at 15 years old. They executed him at 17. And let me see if I have a picture of this kid. I know I do somewhere. Mugs. No. Bear with me for a second. Because I know I've got it somewhere. Mixed Graveyard. It's got to be in Faces. David Blackwell. Where's his picture? Huh. I've got his picture somewhere. I want to play the audio while I look for this real quick. Floyd Burton Lovelace. So you see what he looks like. 17 years old. So he doesn't know anything about technology. From 15 years old to 7. He shot a deputy in the neck. Him and another friend had a cross-country crime spree. So he... Yeah, the deputy pulled him over. And, the deputy got in the car. Floyd Burton pulled a gun. They wrestled. The gun went off, shot the deputy in the neck. They convicted him of murder and tried every appeal. Because of his age, they wouldn't listen to it. He went to the gas chamber at 17 years old. So he does not have a lot of life experience. Rather than these other spirits, other people that were executed, up to 70 years old. So we can, they have more experience, more life behind them. So you can see some of the people executed in Nevada State Prison. You can see how old they are. Robert White, one of the oldest executed. He was like 60 years old. Laszlo Varga in his 20s. So you've got these younger people. Does the prison have a chapel? Yes. It has a church, but it's small and it is not haunted. I've investigated it several times. It's just not haunted. So yeah. Whoa, what's that? Okay, just a door. So young ghost smarter than an old ghost. The older spirits are going to be more educated because they had more of a chance to experience life. You know, and like I tell people, when you go into Nevada State Prison to investigate, don't talk to them like they're dead. Don't talk to them like they're ghosts. Don't talk to them like they're prisoners. Talk to them like they're human beings. And you're going to get the best responses you could ever imagine. You're going to get evidence that you can't believe. Now, Tricky, this will blow your mind. The docents of the prison, the ones who take care of it, they do the day tours and the investigations and all that with groups. Several times when I'm not there, they have turned on the spirit box, and the spirits have asked for me by name. Where's Brent? Tell me that doesn't freak you out. The first time it happened, Susan, who is one of the docents, called me up. She goes, Brent, you're not going to believe what happened. The spirits asked for you by name. What? What's up, Tricky? So, dude, what? What's up? Okay, there's Floyd. That's Floyd Burton Loveless. Chain around my neck? Right now? That's my headphones. That's my headphones and my mic. Might want to get a blessing from a priest. Now, I've got haunted objects in my house, bud. I've got haunted objects in my room. No, spiritual thing. Quite possibly, I live in a haunted house. They don't bother me. They don't bother me at all. They know better. I got a cat, yeah. He keeps the spirits away. Actually, the door's shut right now. I got him locked out. He kind of ripped up my desk chair today, so I'm pissed at him. So yeah, these are some of the other inmates. These are more of the people that were executed at the prison. We can run through them real quick while we're doing audio. This man was the oldest to be executed at Nevada State Prison. I think he was like 76 years old. Killed his wife. The only man in Nevada to be executed by a firing squad. Andrija Markovic. He was given his choice of execution, and he said the firing squad. A rusty shackle. Might be. But that's... Huh. I don't know. You want the electric chair? Well, Nevada State Prison never did the electric chair. They did the gas chamber, hanging. Hanging was first, then the gas chamber, then lethal injection, and one firing squad. You know, lethal injection takes anywhere from like 3 minutes on up to an hour. Firing squad, you're going to feel like you got hit in the chest with a sledgehammer and it's over. Gas chamber, 2 minutes to 20 minutes. Maybe longer. Like Jesse Bishop, this guy was fucking crazy. This guy was knucking futs. When they put him in the gas chamber, his last words be like, "You're not going to be the ones to take me out." They dropped the pellet. You know, when they dropped the pellets, he immediately just started taking deep breaths to take the poison gas into his lungs. No, he shot somebody. He robbed a casino. Then shot one of the tellers, or security guard. I don't remember which. So, like I said, when he went to the gas chamber, you guys aren't going to take me out. And he started inhaling this toxic gas as the second the pellets hit the water. It's like, wait a minute. We're putting the pellets in. You're going to breathe it in no matter what. You're not taking yourself out. We're taking you out. You're just making it quicker for us. Thank you. We don't have to worry about when you're going to die. We're just going to sit back and watch you do it. You're not taking yourself out of this world. We're completing it. You're just making it easier. So this guy, his cheese done slid off his cracker. Like, I have files of 90% of everybody that was executed and what they did to be put to death. You know, some of it's like, Jesus. You know, these people deserve to die. And on the other hand, it's like, you know what? Somebody should have helped them. Somebody should have helped these people. And we've talked about that on the show before. You know, one of the guys killed like up to 32 women. And he turned himself in for mental health. And they turned their back on him. The state's like, you're fine. It's all in your head. Go away. I'm trying to get help and you're going to turn me away. Then you keep killing. Then when you finally get caught, you're like, I tried to get help. You guys told me to go away. It's sad because you're like, from where mental health is now for prisoners compared to where it was in the 80s and 60s, 70s, and 80s, they're like, hey, you're an adult. Adult actions, deal with it. But I tried to get help. Doesn't matter. You're in charge of your own actions. Nowadays, it's like, oh, we got to give you a psychological evaluation. But, yeah, it's like Edward Carroll Cole. That one, yes, I do. This guy, Edward Carroll Cole, I said just killed multiple women. Turned himself in multiple times, said, I need help. And they're like, you're fine. We gave you an evaluation. Go ahead and leave. Let me see if I can find a picture of the stuff for you there. Bear with me here. Here's one of them. funny today. One local streamer stopped streaming because she got a job in a prison as a psychology helper and advisor. Wow. You don't have death row, just life. Oof. This doll almost cost my buddy his marriage. He got this from one of his Japanese friends. And he told him when he gave it to him, my family never felt right having this in the house. The day he brought this into his house, him and his wife started arguing. For months, they were arguing. And when he called me up, he goes, Brent, you're into the paranormal. I need you over here. It's not trying to start a fire. It's starting a fire in the relationship. But he calls me over, goes, Brent, I need you over here right now. We got problems. I immediately went over. So he took me. He had it under a towel out in the garage. We walked out in the garage, and I was like, yeah. I was like, he pulled the towel off. I'm like, that's your problem. He's like, what? I was like, dude, there's not a vindictive, but a jealous spirit attached to this doll. He's like, I want it out. And one of his like I said, his friend gave it to him. And not soon after his friend gave it to him, his friend committed suicide. Or died. I don't remember which. So I'm not giving that to fetch. Hell no. That doll means too much to me. So the day after I got it out of the house, him and his wife started getting along again. They got a divorce about a year later anyway, so here's another one. Or two more with the Ouija. This one, this case was wild. Lady calls us up. She lived in a very haunted house. There had been some bad shit done in the house. I don't remember what it was. Too much of the specifics of the case, but we're sitting there doing the investigation. She's like, I've got something I've had since I was a kid, and I don't feel right. She said, every time when I was a little girl, I'd wake up and I'd see him dancing on my dresser. So I put them into a box, and they've been there ever since. So she had these locked away since she was like 10 years old. I don't know. Tricky on these. I've never got a true read on them. But she's like, get him out of my house. I don't want to see him again. I don't want to know what happens to him. It's like, I'll keep him safe if you ever want him back. Fast forward about 4 or 5 years. I had or actually less than that, about 2 years. I had posted them on Instagram. I didn't know she was following me on Instagram. She goes, and her response to the picture was, I thought I told you I didn't want to see these dolls again. Of course, I said, if you want them, I'll send them back to you. She goes, absolutely not. So they've been safe ever since. Now, the Ouija came out of the same house. Her daughter kept getting affected. Her daughter, young girl, like 12, 13 years old. So she had some kind of attachment. And it was like, I started asking her questions. She goes, yeah, I play with tarot. I'd play with the Ouija board alone. I'm going, oh my God. I was like, okay, give me the Ouija. Give me the tarot deck. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, give me the fucking Ouija. You're not doing this. I was like, this is a big source of your guys' problem. So I took the Ouija, the tarot deck, and the dolls out of the house. About a week after I took the Ouija out of the house, the daughter tried to kill herself. She wasn't successful, but they got her some psychological help, and she's okay now. They live elsewhere. I can't say where, but yeah, they live elsewhere, and they're fine now. But I found out that the tarot deck, she kept the death card out of the deck. Big no-no. Big no-no. But yeah, The dolls and the Ouija are safe. They're actually locked away. And this guy. This guy is quite active. This little guy came out of the Clown Hotel in Tonopah, Nevada. This guy is not cursed. He's just the first 3 nights I had him home, this little guy was active. This boy is active. But he behaves. He behaves. But yeah, it's long story behind that one. This is not from a client. This was a gift. But they gifted me something very, very active. So that's my 400 dolls and Ouija. You wanted to see it there, Tricky? You got it. Yeah, they're... You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I'll do what I can to help my viewers. I've had people come in here and ask about investigations. So I'll do everything I can within my power to give advice or direct. Because a lot of people won't take that time. People don't want to take the time with new investigators. You can, like I said, join Discord. You're more than free to ask in there. Or I can answer it on air. Either or. It doesn't matter. I've been on over 900 investigations in 15 years. Do the math on that one. That's a lot of investigating. A lot of them are the same location multiple times. But, yeah, different responses, different evidence each time. With Nevada State Prison, I don't think we've got matching EVPs aside from the basics like get out, go away, or fuck you or something like that. We've gotten almost no matching true EVPs. Have a good night, David. Thank you for being here, bud. You know, I try to maintain a certain integrity. I've been approached for television shows. I won't do them. It's like they ask why. Because I won't fake evidence. If I do a show, it's going to be true. The location is haunted or it's not. If it's not, we can go back to it at a future date and try again. But we need evidence. People want evidence. No, they don't. When Ghost Adventures first started, if you remember, it was haunted or it wasn't. Now, everything is haunted. Same with every paranormal show. Everything is freaking haunted. No, it's not. Or the spirits just don't want to talk to you. You know, it's... Granted, yeah, I get it. It's for the viewers. They want viewership. They want numbers. Are you going to tune in to a show that has evidence every few seconds, every few minutes? Or do you want to come into a show like this where you sit there for hours looking for evidence, looking for that one EVP? The obvious is you want to hear evidence. But I'm gonna pause it for this. A lot of people want to know what goes on behind the scenes. Granted, the investigators, TV shows, they don't even come close to what I do. They go in and investigate for 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, and they set up static and remote cameras, but they're not setting up remote recorders like I do. But they only set up enough to capture, like 6 or 7 hours of video a night. So they only have to go through 40 or 50 hours of video. We have to go through, now do the math on this. This is going to blow your mind, Tricky. 24 recorders times 6 hours. 120, 140, 144 hours for one night. Multiply that by 3. 430, 440 hours of audio for 3 nights investigating. Figure 440 hours. Just audio. We have, 5 GoPros. 5 hours of video each. 25 times 3. Another 75 hours of video. You have well over 500 hours of evidence to go through to find evidence, or of audio and video to analyze evidence. Over 500 hours. It takes us a year to go through all of Nevada State Prison. Takes us that long. Takes us over 200 shows just to do one investigation. But here's the good part is I don't pre-listen to any of this. When we analyze audio and video on here, well, let's just say the audio, I don't pre-listen to any of it. So when we hear it for the first time, I'm hearing it for the first time. Video, I go in and just piece all the clips together from GoPros because GoPro breaks up clips every 8 minutes to save continuity. Only time I do that is when I clip it together. I don't sit and watch it. So when we see evidence together for the first time, I'm seeing it for the first time. That's why I did this show, so my viewers can experience finding evidence just like I do. I can't throw spoilers out there because I've never heard it before. I think it's a little niche that nobody else touches. Because I don't think anybody can sit and listen to audio for hours at a time. So yeah. How many hours just when you joined? Yeah. It's raw file, and that's what I record in. I record in raw. Because MP3 filters out about 80% of the audio. And I tell investigators, record in ambisonic, binaural, or raw. That way, even though you get the background wind, you get the background footsteps, you still get everything that's there. And debunking is fun. I wanted people to experience the real paranormal. It's a limited niche. It's a limited niche on Twitch. If someone had been there, yes. Like the only time I'll listen to something before is if we've gotten evidence the night before and we couldn't make it out. I go back through and try to clean it up so I could play it again on the show for everybody. But that's not necessarily pre-listening. That's just cleaning something up we previously found. I don't want spoilers. But yeah, this is the hardest part of the paranormal, is static recorders. So, I mean, it actually looks like we're not going to catch anything tonight, but this is part of it. This is this is a downside of the paranormal. On last year's investigation, I think we went through like 6 files and getting no evidence. We're talking what's in the basement. It's there's a boiler down there, and there's it's just drain pipes and stuff. It's the basement of the original prison built in 1862, and they've built the foundation over it. They don't let people down there. It's dangerous. There's a lot of open pits, open floor that drops into like nothing. Where like flood water is gone. It's bad down there. Let me just tell you that. It's not haunted, and they don't let me. I've been down there once because I just wanted to see it, but it's dirty, dank basement. If you've ever been down in the basement of a house that was built in the early 1900s, just imagine that. Rock walls, dirt floor, nastiness. A lot of dank, musty air. Mythbuster says negative still results. Yes. I fully agree. We can debunk almost everything here. TM, you know this of most people in here. I'm not going to call shit like this evidence. It's just not going to happen. But like I said, we've had recorders where we didn't even have what sounds like cell doors shutting. We just had straight white noise for 3 hours. And that's why I like having an active chat for shows like this, to where we don't get evidence, but we got people asking about the paranormal. We got people talking, asking questions like, what's this? How's this? It's like, hey, that's why I'm here. You know, that was the main original reason I wanted to start the show, is so people could come in and ask questions about the paranormal and learn. Maybe take a little piece of what have I've experienced and take it to their investigations. I think I've done well so far. We're at 504 shows with a limited audience. I think the most viewers I've had is like 30, and I average 2 to 5 with over 500 shows. I guess you could say I'm dedicated. I'm not giving up. I know I'm never going to have 10,000 viewers. I know I'm never going to have 1,000 viewers. That's fine. I'm here for my love of the paranormal. I've done full moon investigations. I've done Halloween investigations. My last investigation of the prison, the first night was the anniversary of the first execution in Nevada State Prison, September 8th. So, yeah, I mean, there's good and bad behind it. You center your investigations around events, around anniversaries of executions, full moons, Halloween, pagan holidays, around certain astrological events, during retrogrades, during, after earthquakes, during major storms. Go investigating during a lightning storm. I guarantee you're going to get evidence. Why? Because spirits feed off environmental energy. You got that electrical charge in the air from a lightning storm, you're going to get spirits communicating, at least in theory. So yeah, when you say that, sessions around a full moon, there's you can take that right down the rabbit hole and expand it. I have Tricky, and I 100% agree with you. So very good point on that one. Thank you for bringing that up. Because I rarely talk about that one. That's not brought up very... I appreciate that, Tricky. That one is not brought up very often. That one is... only seasoned investigators get into that one. Like, I'll investigate any time, but if I can do it during the anniversary of something, something to do with the Earth's gravitational pull and a lot of rituals, pagan rituals, and Wiccan, and any religion to do with nature. They believe the hunter's moon, full moon, blood moon, blue moons, anything like that can cause a charge in the environment to open a clearer window to the spiritual realm, especially the hunter's moon. So yeah, major for Wiccans. And I used to I had one of the first teams I was with. We had a couple people that were Wiccan, and they swore by full moons. Like, we're going out tonight. It's like, all right, let's go. Game on. So, also take into account the beliefs of the people and the locations you're going to. Because people don't realize that. And I've brought this one up a couple times. Going to Nevada, I'm just going to use the prison since we're analyzing it. You've got Buddhists, you've got Muslims, you've got Native American, Christians, Catholics, Methodists, any Judeo-Christian, any one of those. You've got to take into account that when you're investigating and asking certain questions. Not everybody's Christian, not everybody's Jewish, not everybody's, whatever religion you choose. Everybody has different beliefs. Keep that into mind, because that will increase your chances of getting responses, and it'll show you're respecting them a lot more. So, and more to raw data and fact, not the myth people over the years have come up with. Fair enough, TM. I take all that into account too. It's like I've told you guys, I try to study every aspect. I've got books on parapsychology. I've got books on RSPK, retroactive psychokinesis, and all that when it comes into the powers of the mind. What if the paranormal's fake? And I've gotten some shit on this one. What if the paranormal's all bullshit? And I'll explain this real quick because I only got a few minutes left in the show anyway. What if we're subconsciously manifesting the evidence onto the recorders? Hey, what's your name? John Smith. Hey, John Smith. What year did you... and the questions you never ask, when did you die? Hey, John, do you know what year it is? 2023. Okay. That's because somebody studied on the location and went in knowing the answers to the questions that they were asking. Go in blind and ask the questions and do the same location without knowing. Do the first investigation not knowing any history of the place. See what evidence you get. The second investigation, do all the research. Go and ask the same questions or relative questions. Match it to the evidence you got on the first investigation and see if it matches anything. If it matches, then you're an investigator and you got real evidence. If it doesn't match, start looking at how it matches to the history and if you're not projecting that onto the recording device. The power of the human mind is amazing. People don't realize that. You can subconsciously project and influence people. A lot of people everybody's done this. You can look at people and almost know what they're thinking. You can almost communicate back and forth without speaking. I was laughing at the ghost box and I heard a laugh mocking me. If you're using the AM/FM spirit box, SB7, S-Box, SB11, any of those, and you hear a laugh back, yeah, there's a very good chance it was laughing at you. Because the times I've used the spirit box, and if you're using the S-Box, I've had cuss words come through it. And that's why I give it credit. Using the S-Box, SB11, SB7, any one of those, and you get a fuck you through it, you're not getting the F-bomb through an FM radio. They will get hit with a $250,000 FCC fine. If that F word comes through on an FM station, they're getting fined. Big time. Whatever station that is. So keep that in mind using spirit boxes. If you get a cuss word coming through it, you got evidence. If you get an insult coming through it, you got evidence. But keep in mind, use spirit boxes in areas with limited reception. If you want to try otherwise, get the SB11. There's a switch on the side that turns off the antenna. Try that and see what you get. But keep that in mind using spirit boxes in populated areas. You got a lot of interference from radio stations, and even though they cycle once every 10th of a second to the next station, if you get in populated areas, you got a chance of 3 dial settings on each side that can pick up one radio station. Say if it's, I'll use Vegas for an example, 92.3. You can get 92.3, 92.1, 91.9, and 91.7. You can get 92.5, 92.7, and 92.9. You got 3 on each side that can pick up the radio station fainter and fainter, so you might get what sounds like a sentence through those 6 settings that are going off in half a second. So yeah, scientifically, keep that in mind with the spirit boxes. You might get a full sentence through 6 radio sweeps in half a second, and you're subconsciously going to think, oh my God, that's evidence. You got to be on your toes and be able to debunk that like that. Otherwise, you're going to go on investigating like you got something when all you got was somebody saying, good morning, hello, through a radio station. And I've preached that, and that's kind of my long-winded version on that one. So I hope that helped you a little bit. There's a hold and lock station in all tuner and SB7s, yes. Now what I'm doing is I'm doing research. I'm going to try getting a portable short band radio, a world band radio that sweeps world band radio, not local, that goes to a lower frequency range than 89.7 or 88.1, excuse me. I'm actually trying to find one where I could modify the world band radio to sweep like the SB7. If I could find it, I'm going to try it and give you guys a review on it. Yeah, I've got a world band radio, but I just can't figure out how to sweep it. I've been looking at like the world bands on eBay and try a lower frequency rating than we use, or a short band that I can use portably. I'm trying everything that I know how. Tricky. I even have a full spectrum camera with IR strobe lights. So I'm using full spectrum camera, IR strobes flashing in different frequencies on a different spectrum. So yeah, and that's actually on my YouTube channel, Incarnate Paranormal. One of my first videos for Nevada State Prison, you could see the full spectrum with IR strobes. It's pretty cool. So you get the light range of the full spectrum and strobes like you're on a dance floor. Anybody in here who's been in a club at night, and you see the strobes go off and somebody's walking, it looks like they're stutter stepping. Step, stop, step, stop, step, stop, step, stop. That's the same theory I'm using in the paranormal behind the IR strobes, is hopefully to catch a spirit walking, and you get that staggered step from a spirit in full spectrum, because the human eye can't pick up full spectrum. So there's some scientific reasoning behind my investigations. I hope it works. I've tried some weird stuff, guys. Just try to find it, narrow it down to where it works. Because again, all the paranormal is best guess. There's no scientific guarantees behind the paranormal. There's no definites. It's all best guess. And so far, I don't think I've done too bad. VHS, and yeah. That is the... I have a video on that. TM. I can't bring up the internet while I'm on air. I've seen this. It's like using the VHS tape and pointing a camera right back at the TV while the VHS is playing. It starts with a G or something like that. I've watched that. Zach Bagans actually has it in his museum, and the whole article about the lady who designed it, or the guy who designed it, excuse me. So yeah, there's so much scientific guesswork and experimenting that people need to look into. If you have a gut feeling about something, try it. If it doesn't work, you tried. If it works, spread it around to other investigators and let them try. Some use it to transmit video in other rooms in the 90s. Yeah. So there's a lot. Even trail cams. I have a trail cam I use every now and then. Best guess and pray for the best. Anyways, guys, I've been going on a little bit longer than I wanted to tonight. I got a little long-winded. Thank you, Tricky, which I don't mind. Don't get me wrong. I like when I get into commenting on stuff like this. This is my real passion, is, theories on the paranormal. Getting into experimenting and trying new things and sharing my experiences with people. This was the real reason behind the show. And I could go on hours about this. Unfortunately, this guy has to be in to work early in the morning. So I do truly thank you guys for being here tonight. Vexus, David, TM, thank you for being here. Tricky, special thanks to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the follow. And thank you for keeping the chat going and the questions. You're keeping me on my toes. If you have any more questions, I know you're going to be back. So thank you so much for all your insight tonight and your points of view and interest. That only helps me out. You guys have a great night. God bless. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.